Hey guys, I've just been asked to ask how I paint my stuff, and I thought I'd just shoot a quick little video here of what I use and how I do it. When painting something like a weapon or a gun or any kind of piece of equipment that you want to try and conceal or make it look cool, a worn effect is looks extremely good because it doesn't hold a pattern. Patterns and depth are what make things stand out to individuals in the field or when you're trying to spot something. Solid colors. It's the reason why we, as the military, have gotten away from using olive drab and solid tans, is because it's a lot harder for an individual to break up those colors. That's why you see the new color schemes of the age, like woodland and multicam and ACU, ABU, Marpat. They're all of different patterns, allowing your depth and your detail to be broken up. But that's for an entirely different discussion. But we try to use the same thing when it comes to trying to do with guns. Some people laugh at me because the wear on the guns aren't normal, like on my guns aren't normal. Like I actually wear these in, like these worn spots here and around these edges, with a rag. But before you do all this, you have to paint it. Now the paint that I use is the Rust-Oleum camouflage, which is the same stuff that a lot of the guys use overseas and a lot of the guys use on the team. You can pick it up at any local Walmart or any of your hardware stores. Some hardware stores don't carry it, and this is another one I use. This is the Rust-Oleum camouflage in olive drab. I use this for the darker contrast. I unfortunately am all out of brown. I did use brown down on the bottom of the magwell to make it look like it's more dirt than it is paint, and it has that effect you can see in some of my pictures. But yeah, that's just the whole thing about camouflaging is to break up the pattern. Now when I go ahead and I paint my equipment, it's done in a few different ways. Firstly, let it be known that painting a new gun, like one that's like you just bought and it's brand new out of the box, is extremely difficult. I bought an ICS M16 not that long ago and tried painting it, and it didn't come out nearly as good as a gun with all the wear marks. As if you see here, you can see metal showing, and metal showing here, and there, and it has a very unique worn-in look, like it has done some time. So what I encourage people to do before they decide to paint their gun is to use your gun for a year or so, or just handle it a lot. But let's just say you've already handled it and you want to go ahead and paint it and make it look like this thing was over in the sandbox. I usually start off with the Rust-Oleum tan. Obviously shake the can up. I don't have much left. And when I spray it at a reasonable distance from the gun. Now you really can't tell from depth here, but I'm holding it about 1.5 feet away, and I give it little spurts, like spray, 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 and then I'll do spray, spray like this, and you'll get these little droplet effects. If you look here real closely, you get these little drops, and that's just from a bad nozzle. But you want, if you look closer here, where are we here? There we go. You can see the specks. That's how the paint usually comes out of a can, and that's the kind of effect that you want to have on the overall paint job, is you want it to look dusted, and then you let it sit and dry. And you do that a couple of times, and then you can come over with the green. You give it a couple of touch spots, usually down in the lower sections, like on the grips, down in the lower sections of the magwell, all the way up to the end of the barrel, even down in here. I'll let it dry, and then I will take a rag, and I'll fold the rag around, and I'll rub certain areas like so to get the desired effect. Granted, what I'm doing right now is not exactly all that efficient because I have to hold the camera, but I'll just grab it and I'll rub it in. Primarily because I don't like to get the dried paint on my hands when I'm handling the gun, and yeah. And then naturally over time you'll start to see wear on the gun. Like I didn't wear any of this in, like this up in here I didn't wear in. You know, the stuff that comes in contact with your body wears in. You see these little marks, inside the rail covers. You know, the stuff that's up here on the flash hider. So as long as you give the gun a head start in the wearing process, the gun's going to look good no matter what. And I've never had anyone say they didn't like the way I painted my guns. But like I said, it's kind of difficult to explain by camera. I think maybe we should have like a gun painting party or something some weekend, because it's a lot easier to show everyone. However, there are a few guys in the team that have tried painting their guns to look like this, and they've done pretty good jobs. You know, but like I said, I try to give these guns like the worn look, solid paint job. Colors aren't that great. Even paint jobs with like defined patterns, like the guns that have like a multicam pattern or a tiger stripe pattern. It's just that it's very generic. It's a very generic pattern, and they just don't look nearly as good as these as these patterns here that you see, the worn in patterns, the patterns done in by nature. A natural pattern is what's going to blend in the most, not a man-made pattern. So if you can paint these and then rub these out, you know, rub these areas here that are going to, you know, that stand out, that are the most predominant, leaving these recesses, you're going to make a gun or you're going to have an object that's going to blend in a lot better. And if you don't believe me, you can go ahead and take a look at the pictures on my Facebook page, and you can just look at the differences between like a gun that's kind of painted solid colors, maybe with a little bit of breakup, and versus guns that are solid black. So yeah, I hope this is a little more informative than I hope. But if not, then I don't know what to tell you. Other than I hope that we'll probably do a painting day or something with all of us, so we all can do our guns together. But yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed.